I want you to imagine this. You wake up on a quiet morning, ready to step out of bed, but your legs feel a little shaky, your knees feel loose, and there's a strange tingling in your calves that makes you sit back down. You think maybe it's just age catching up. But what you don't realize is the food you eat every day, especially the fruit, could be quietly weakening your legs. Yes, the very fruits you've trusted your whole life as being healthy might be the reason you're slowly losing your balance, feeling joint pain, cramping, or muscle weakness that seems to come out of nowhere. No one warned you about this until today. If you're over 60, stay with this video, because I'm going to show you 4 fruits to avoid and 4 science-backed fruits that can actually help restore leg strength, reduce inflammation, and bring back confidence in every step you take. Let's get started with the 4 harmful fruits. One small change, one big step toward healthier aging. Number 1. Watermelon. Cooling for the soul, but quietly weakening your legs. I know, when you hear watermelon, you probably think of freshness and hydration. And it's true. A cold slice of watermelon on a summer evening, sitting on the porch, listening to the crickets, isn't that one of the simple joys of growing older? But today, I want you to take a step back and really ask, is watermelon still a friend to our legs after 60? I once met Mr. Raymond, 69 years old, living in Arizona. He came in with a strange issue. Every morning, he woke up with shaky legs, unstable knees, and frequent leg cramps at night, even though he took magnesium regularly. He didn't eat sugar, didn't drink soda, and kept his dinners light. But he had one harmless habit: a few slices of watermelon after dinner. And that simple habit turns out to be the missing piece. You see, watermelon has a very high glycemic index, around 72. That means just 30 minutes after eating it, your blood sugar spikes. Young people can handle that easily, but over 60? Insulin isn't as sharp anymore. And the tiny blood vessels in your legs, already fragile, suddenly get flooded with sugar and inflammatory cytokines. That's silent inflammation, which leads to joint swelling, knee pain, tingling feet, and you think it's just normal aging. Have you ever stood up after sitting for a while and your legs felt heavy? Woken up at night with a sudden calf cramp? If so, try this. Cut out watermelon for 7 days and watch what happens. There's something else not many people know. Watermelon is over 90% water. Sounds good, right? But if you're on diuretics or already have electrolyte imbalances due to age, that much water can actually lower your potassium and magnesium levels, 2 minerals essential for preventing cramps and keeping muscles stable. In a 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, adults over 65 who ate 2 cups of watermelon daily for just 10 days experienced a slight drop in leg artery elasticity and higher chances of post-meal blood sugar spikes even without a history of diabetes. The biggest issue? Watermelon pretends to be innocent. It doesn't taste overly sweet like candy. It doesn't have the calories of cake. But for older adults, these refreshing fruits can quietly wear down your legs one bite at a time. It's not that watermelon is bad. It's that your body no longer handles it the same way. At 30, a bowl of watermelon cools you down and makes you feel great. At 65, the same bowl might cause blood sugar swings, inflamed blood vessels, and shaky legs the next morning. If you've been noticing weak legs in the morning, swollen ankles, needing to hold on to something to stand, then this is my invitation to you. Try removing watermelon for 1 week. Replace it with fruits that are lower in sugar, higher in fiber, healthy fats, or stable potassium. I truly believe you'll feel the difference. No doctor visit or lab test required. Are you willing to try? Type "I'll try for 7 days" in the comments if you feel this message came just in time. Number 2. Overripe mango. Sweet, but quietly fooling your legs. I once had a patient named Elaine, 72 years old, living in Florida, a lovely woman, full of warmth, and she absolutely loved fruit, especially mangoes. She used to tell me, whenever I see a ripe, fragrant mango, I just can't resist. I always believed it helps with digestion and keeps me regular. And she wasn't wrong. Mango, in moderation, is rich in vitamin A, antioxidants, and digestive enzymes. But what no one talks about is this. When a mango becomes overripe, soft like pudding, slightly fermented in smell and syrupy sweet, it quietly turns into a threat to your muscles and joints, especially for older adults. Let me paint a picture. You enjoy a soft, sweet mango after dinner, and you eat it alone with no protein or fiber alongside. The sugar rushes straight into your bloodstream, and your blood sugar spikes. When you're younger, the pancreas quickly releases insulin to bring things back to balance. But after 60, that reaction slows down a lot. What happens next? Your blood sugar becomes unstable, swinging up and down. And that doesn't just mess with your energy, it also creates low-grade inflammation in your blood vessels, especially the tiny ones in your legs, knees, and ankles, the most vulnerable spots as we age. A study from the U.S. Institute on Aging found that adults over 65 who frequently eat high glycemic fruits, like overripe mangoes, are twice as likely to experience leg weakness, nighttime cramps, and loss of balance compared to those who eat less sugary fruit. Overripe mangoes also lose much of their fiber, and fiber is what slows sugar absorption, preventing those dangerous blood sugar spikes. So even though it feels like a healthy snack, older adults are essentially drinking a liquid sugar dose that works against their legs. I once suggested to Elaine, try swapping overripe mango for a little ripe papaya or a few slices of avocado in the morning. She did. 10 days later, she came back and told me. The heavy leg feeling after sleep was nearly gone, and the nightly cramps had mostly stopped. I'm not saying mango is bad, but here's the truth. After 60, our bodies don't work the same way as when we were 30 or 40. Blood sugar control, fast metabolism, healing microvessels all slow down. What once helped us when we were young may now be quietly harming us. If you're someone who often eats mango after dinner or keeps a few slices ready for dessert because fruit is healthy, this is my honest advice from someone who's worked with seniors for decades. Start reducing it. Switch to fruits that are lower in sugar and higher in fiber. And if you still love mango, eat it when it's still slightly firm, or pair it with plain Greek yogurt to lessen the impact. Have you noticed your legs getting weaker for no clear reason? Ever thought, maybe it's the fruit in your fridge? Try changing it and feel the difference for yourself. Number 3. Red grapes, the sweet fruit silently weakening your legs. Have you ever heard someone say, red grapes are great for your heart and help with aging? Maybe you've even picked up a bunch of grapes for a light evening snack, thinking it's a healthier option than cake or chips. And I understand, red grapes have long been advertised as a superfood, packed with antioxidants, especially resveratrol. But if you're over 60, let me share a story with you, one I still remember clearly. A woman named Margaret, 68 years old, once visited my clinic. She had been feeling off balance, experienced shaky calves after standing too long, and had a constant dull ache in her knees. She practiced Tai Chi regularly, ate clean, no refined sugar, no junk food. So what was quietly weakening her legs? It was her nightly habit, eating red grapes before bed. I know, it sounds surprising, but let me explain. As a doctor who's worked with older adults for decades, Red grapes, especially the ripe, sweet ones, are high in fructose and glucose, and they contain almost no fiber to slow down that sugar absorption. For younger people, that's not a big issue. But after 60, insulin sensitivity drops. The tiny blood vessels that feed your leg muscles, especially in the calves and knees, get weaker and more prone to inflammation. What happens next? Blood sugar spikes quickly, then crashes. Your body responds by releasing cytokines, inflammation triggers, which often affect small joints like the knees, ankles, and feet. Have you ever felt a slight heaviness or numbness in your legs after eating fruit? You might have blamed the weather, but chances are it's blood sugar swings causing microinflammation in your leg vessels. And about resveratrol, the magic antioxidant in grapes, it's only effective in high doses, like in extracts or specially fermented wine. A small bunch of grapes, it gives you maybe 1 milligram of resveratrol. Not enough to matter, but it does give you 20 to 25 grams of fast-absorbing sugar. So what's the real story? The benefits are minimal, but the risks? Very real. Especially for those with weak legs, mild diabetes, or signs of muscle loss in the thighs or calves. A 2022 study in the Journal of Geriatric Medicine found that older adults with big blood sugar swings after meals lost muscle 27% faster and were twice as likely to lose balance when standing up, especially in the morning. And there's more. Have you ever eaten cold grapes from the fridge? You might not know this. Grape skins, when refrigerated for too long, start to oxidize and produce aldehydes, a compound that can irritate digestive microvessels, cause bloating, impair absorption, and even interfere with your leg's ability to rebuild muscle. I'm not saying red grapes are bad, but if you're dealing with leg issues, try cutting them out for 7 to 10 days. Track how you feel, your step stability, muscle firmness, knee discomfort. Many of my patients were shocked to realize that removing just one healthy habit made their legs feel noticeably stronger. So if you're still eating grapes every night thinking, it's good for my heart, it's anti-aging, ask yourself, am I following advice meant for young people or making choices that truly fit my 65-year-old body? Health isn't about eating what others say is good. It's about listening to what your own body needs, today, at this age. Have you ever tried cutting out grapes for a few days? Share your thoughts below. I'm here to listen. Number 4. Ripe bananas, the hidden sweet enemy of weak legs. I know, right now you might be thinking, but bananas? What could possibly be wrong with bananas? I eat them every day for potassium. And yes, we've long believed bananas are one of the best fruits for preventing cramps and aiding digestion. But here's the thing. Your body at 60 isn't the same as it was at 30 or 40. What used to be a superfood might now be slowly chipping away at the strength in your legs, especially if you're eating overripe bananas. You know, the soft ones with brown spots all over the peel. I remember an older patient, Mr. Raymond, 72 years old. He was dedicated to eating healthy. Every morning he'd have a banana and a glass of almond milk. But he started noticing something. His legs felt weaker. He sometimes had nighttime cramps. His knees felt stiff in the morning. At first, he thought it was just aging, but it wasn't. The issue came from something he always thought was good for him. Let me explain. After 60, the way your body processes sugar changes. Eating a ripe banana, especially the soft, sweet kind with brown skin, causes your blood sugar to spike within just 20 minutes. And while your body tries to regulate it with insulin, the response is slower now. This leads to low-grade inflammation, especially in the small vessels that feed your calf muscles, knees, and ankles. Have you ever felt your legs slightly shaky in the morning, or found yourself suddenly off balance while walking? That's not just random. It could be the result of eating the wrong fruit at the wrong time, even if it seems perfectly healthy. What's more, ripe bananas can throw off the balance between potassium and magnesium, two minerals your muscles need to stay relaxed and cramp-free. When you eat a ripe banana without pairing it with protein or healthy fats, your potassium spikes, but magnesium drops, leading to night cramps or waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. with a stabbing pain in your calves. And you might be thinking, okay, what if I eat a slightly greener banana? Is that better? Maybe, but more importantly, it's about how you eat it. Don't eat overripe bananas, especially not on an empty stomach in the morning. And don't have them as dessert after a carb-heavy meal. That combo sends your blood sugar on a roller coaster, worsening joint inflammation and accelerating degeneration in older adults. And yes, science backs this up. A study from the University of California found that adults over 65 who ate ripe bananas daily had a 2.4 times higher risk of nighttime cramps than those who didn't eat them or ate them less often. Not because bananas are bad, but because their bodies no longer process the sugar and potassium like they used to. So if you're over 60, start paying attention to how your body feels after breakfast. If your legs feel tired, weaker, or more prone to cramps, maybe it's time to swap that banana for a smarter choice. Don't let one small habit quietly take away your ability to move with confidence. Because I truly believe every strong step you take today is one more day of freedom, without a cane, without help. Have you ever had nighttime cramps after a light dinner that included a banana? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story and help you find a better path forward.
You know, sometimes the things we believe are healthy might actually be quietly weakening our legs day by day. But don't worry, when one door closes, another opens. Now imagine this. What if simply changing 4 types of fruit in your daily diet could help you walk more steadily, reduce cramps, and feel 10 years younger? Would you give it a try? If you're ready to make a change, comment below, "I'm ready to change." And if you find these tips helpful, hit like and subscribe so you won't miss out on more health secrets. Let's dive into the first of 4 simple yet powerful fruits waiting for you right in your kitchen. Number 1, avocado. Steady steps start in the kitchen. I once asked a 72-year-old patient, if you could choose one fruit to help you walk more steadily, what would it be? He replied, I don't know, just something that makes my knees hurt less when I go downstairs. I told him, then let's start with the avocado. Avocados aren't flashy. They're not as sweet as grapes or as juicy as watermelon, but they quietly do something amazing. They help your legs stay strong and steady. Why should people over 60 eat avocados? Did you know that after 60, low-level inflammation in joints like the knees, hips, and ankles happens almost daily, even if you don't feel it? These small inflammations, like a thin smoke before a fire, can gradually deteriorate leg health. Here's where avocados come in. They're rich in oleic acid, a monounsaturated fat known for its anti-inflammatory properties. Oleic acid has been shown to reduce inflammation, improve joint flexibility, alleviate pain, and slow down degeneration. Just half an avocado a day can provide your body with a powerful internal anti-inflammatory shield. Avocado, a potassium-rich alternative to bananas. Many believe bananas are great for potassium and preventing cramps, but as you age, overripe bananas can disrupt blood sugar levels. Avocados also contain high potassium levels, but don't cause sudden blood sugar spikes. The potassium in avocados helps maintain electrolyte balance, preventing muscle cramps, especially at night. Another great thing, avocados are low in sugar, have a low glycemic index, and are rich in healthy fats that provide steady energy throughout the evening. That's why I often recommend patients eat half an avocado before dinner or pair it with a boiled egg. You'll notice a clear difference. No need for anything fancy. Simply mash half an avocado, mix in a bit of lemon juice and sea salt, and spread it on whole grain bread. That's a joint and muscle-friendly snack. Or add a few avocado slices to your lunchtime salad to boost natural creaminess and help absorb fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K. Imagine this. One morning, you wake up, step out of bed, and feel your legs more stable. No knee pain, no midnight cramps, no need to hold on to the wall when going down the stairs. If just one avocado a day could bring you closer to that feeling, why not give it a try?
Blueberries, small but mighty. In this next part, I want to share with you a tiny fruit that holds the secret to restoring strength and flexibility in your legs. Can you guess what it is? I had a patient once. Her name was Linda, 67 years old, from Michigan. She told me, "I walk every morning, but lately my legs feel weaker and I lose balance easily, especially when walking downhill." I asked about her diet, nothing unusual. Then I asked, "Have you ever tried adding blueberries to your breakfast?" Just 3 weeks later, Linda came back to my clinic beaming. She said, "My legs don't shake anymore when I go down the stairs." You might be surprised. How can something as small as a blueberry make such a big difference? The answer lies in something called anthocyanin, a powerful antioxidant found in the skin of blueberries. It reduces deep muscle inflammation, boosts blood flow to your legs, and most importantly, protects the peripheral nerves, those little wires that connect your brain to every step you take. After 60, those nerve-to-muscle connections start to weaken, kind of like old wires rusting. Blueberries work quietly, behind the scenes, like a skilled technician restoring those connections, helping you walk steadier, balance better, and feel more confident on your feet. In a 2021 study by the University of North Carolina, people aged 60 to 75 ate blueberries daily for 6 weeks. The result? A 17% improvement in balance just from half a cup of blueberries each morning. Imagine that. One small change to your breakfast, and suddenly you're walking farther, standing stronger, maybe even avoiding that dangerous fall. And there's more. Blueberries have a low glycemic index, around 53, making them ideal for older adults who struggle with blood sugar spikes. They give you steady energy without the sugar crash. Plus, they're rich in manganese, vitamin C, and vitamin K, nutrients that help rebuild muscles, support collagen, and improve joint flexibility. This is especially important if you've had a fall, a fracture, or are recovering from an injury. Here's what I usually recommend. Eat about half a cup of blueberries each morning. You can pair them with plain Greek yogurt or mix them into whole oats. If you're using frozen ones, make sure to use them within 3 weeks to get the full antioxidant benefits. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever walked around your backyard and thought, "I just don't move like I used to"? If so, then every blueberry you eat today might just be a tiny step back in time, bringing your legs closer to how strong and steady they once were. Number 3. Pomegranate, the fruit that restores circulation and muscle strength. Let me paint a picture for you. You're taking a walk down the little path behind your house. The air is cool, but your legs feel heavy, like you're dragging 2 blocks of stone with every step. You sigh and think, maybe it's just age. I have to accept it. But here's the thing. It's not always about age. Sometimes it's about poor blood flow to your muscles. And surprisingly, one simple fruit, usually seen as just a sweet snack, could be the key to changing all that. That fruit is the pomegranate. Pomegranates are rich in polyphenols, punicalagins, and ellagic acid, fancy words for powerful anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds that help dilate your blood vessels and improve blood flow, especially to your lower limbs. Sounds scientific, I know. But here's a simple truth. Better blood flow equals lighter legs equals stronger steps. A study in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that adults over 65 who consumed pomegranate extract for 8 weeks had noticeably better circulation in their legs. Less swelling, less joint pain, lower inflammation markers. It was like their bodies had started healing from the inside. Let me tell you about Jerry, 72 years old. He had dull knee pain for 2 years. After adding just half a pomegranate to his lunch every day, he came back a month later and said, "Doc, I went grocery shopping for 30 minutes and didn't need to sit down once." What's remarkable is he didn't take new medication, he didn't start a new workout. He just changed the one fruit. Pomegranate is naturally high in nitrates, which help your body produce nitric oxide. This relaxes blood vessels, lowers blood pressure in the legs, and improves oxygen delivery to muscles. And that's not all. Pomegranate also contains vitamin C, vitamin K, folate, and potassium, essential for collagen production, muscle repair, and keeping your bones strong. This matters so much for older adults dealing with muscle loss, joint inflammation, or even osteoporosis. Unlike grapes or watermelon, pomegranate has a moderate glycemic index, around 54, so it won't spike your blood sugar, which is crucial since insulin response slows down with age. How should you eat it? Try a third of a cup of pure pomegranate juice after lunch, or eat half a fresh pomegranate as an afternoon snack. Even better, blend it with some blueberries and a spoonful of chia seeds, what I like to call the leg revival smoothie. Did you know that just a few blocked microvessels in your calves could be what's causing your night cramps or that slight trembling when you stand up? Pomegranate, with its deep anti-inflammatory and blood flow boosting powers, might just be the key to getting that circulation going again. If you're looking for something natural, gentle, yet deeply effective, something that helps you walk better, reduce inflammation, protect blood vessels, and restore muscle, then pomegranate should be your go-to fruit after 60. And if you've already tried pomegranate, share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. And don't forget to hit subscribe so you don't miss the fourth fruit, one that hardly anyone talks about but can help you sleep deeper and rebuild muscle better every night. Number 4. Mulberries, the tiny fruit that quietly supports your muscles, bones, and joints after 60. I once had a patient named Anna, 72 years old, living in a quiet countryside town in California. She came to my clinic because her legs were often numb. She'd get cramps early in the morning, and on cold days, she had trouble keeping her balance. What's interesting is that after making a few small changes to her diet, especially by adding a small handful of dried mulberries each day, she began sleeping deeper, the cramps lessened, and her steps became more steady. Now, mulberries might remind you of childhood with their sweet taste, but they're actually a powerhouse of nutrition for older adults. Each tiny mulberry is packed with natural resveratrol, a powerful anti-inflammatory compound that improves microcirculation in your legs and reduces numbness. Iron and vitamin C, these help produce red blood cells and carry oxygen to your muscles, easing that weak or tired leg feeling. And anthocyanins and flavonoids, which protect your tiny blood vessels and help prevent cartilage damage in the joints. I often tell my patients, your body needs a night shift repair crew. And mulberries, they're the quiet workers who help soothe your joints, rebuild your muscles, and restore strength step by step. One study from Chungnam University in South Korea in 2021 showed that seniors who added just 20 grams of dried mulberries to their daily routine for 6 weeks had significantly better balance and more flexible knees, thanks to reduced inflammation and better blood flow. And there's more. Mulberries also help stabilize blood sugar levels, thanks to a compound called DNJ, 1-deoxynitromycin, which slows down sugar absorption. That's a big deal because blood sugar spikes and crashes are one of the leading causes of muscle cramps and weakness in older adults. You can enjoy mulberries in a few simple ways. Eat a small handful, around 20 grams, as a healthy snack. Soak them in warm water for 5 minutes to soften them, easier to digest. Or mix them with plain Greek yogurt and a bit of flaxseed for a perfect bedtime snack. Have you ever tried this food before? I truly believe that sometimes the simplest things, like a handful of mulberries in the afternoon, can have the quietest but most powerful effect on how confidently you move each morning. I know. Maybe you're wondering, can just changing a few fruits really make a difference for legs that have weakened over the years? But here's the thing. age doesn't take away our strength overnight. It's the small choices we make, again and again. Every piece of fruit, every breakfast, every decision between what's familiar and what's better. And today, you made the right choice. You now know which fruits may be quietly harming you and which ones can truly support your muscle and joint recovery. I've seen it with my own eyes. Seniors who once needed a cane to walk, others who woke up at night from constant leg cramps. Step by step, they regained their mobility, all from just making a few small changes to what they ate. And I believe you can do it too. But this is only the beginning. In the next video, I'll walk you through a complete 7-day eating plan, full of simple meals, essential vitamins, and daily habits that thousands of people over 60 have used to reduce pain, strengthen their muscles, and improve circulation, without needing any medications. If you found this video helpful, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss what's coming next. And if you've ever struggled with leg issues, I'd love for you to share your story or thoughts in the comments. I read every single one, and what you write could help thousands of others going through the same thing. You deserve strong, healthy legs, even after 60, and I'll be right here with you every step of the way. See you in the next video.